Hi, another episode of Mr. Marty. So this book, The Wonderful Things You Will Be. This is how I found out about this book was I went to because I'm here in 12 days. I'm going to be up in Salt Lake, starting my new position as an infant teacher in training. I need a lot of training, and so I went and onto the multiple websites of multiple Bright Horizons and looked at infant teacher biographies. Kind of one of those, I kind of want to know who my coworkers are going to be, and and just see who a sampling of infant teachers at Bright Horizons. And I've kind of done this like on their websites, all over the country. And this book, The Wonderful Things You Will Be. This book repeatedly comes up as a favorite book for infant and toddler teachers, and even some of the older teachers, the fours and the fives. This book, over and over again, comes up when you read the teacher bios. And again, I kind of focused on the infant teachers. This book over and over again kept coming back as when they list their favorite children's books, after kind of giving a little bio of themselves. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is an amazing book, and so I need to really get this. And so I went on Amazon. I couldn't find a copy in one of our local bookstores here in Mesa. And so I went on Amazon, bought this book, and now I see why this is a favorite of many infant and toddler teachers at Bright Horizons. What an incredible book. In fact, in many children's books, because you're kind of drawn to the illustrations. The illustrations kind of outweigh, the story in some sense, But in this particular book, I think the story actually outweighs the illustrations. The illustrations are nice. They're not the best, but they're nice. They're cute. They're wonderful illustrations. But the story itself is so positive, and it's nothing but praise. It's basically, you sit down with a child, you sit down with a baby and a toddler, and you read this. You're praising them for being them and for the wonderful things that they will be. And I just want to kind of take you through the book. First, again, illustrations, beautiful. Again, going back to one of the things that Mr. Marty loves about children's books are when you really have diversity kind of up front and center. And as you can see, this book definitely depicts the diversity of the children, and it is wonderful. It's beautifully illustrated, as you can see, and just an absolute wonderful story. And let me get to one of these. Here's the dad with his baby, and I just want to read it. When you were too small to tell me hello, I knew you were someone I wanted to know. And again, praising the babies, praising the children for being who they are, and then talking about the wonderful things that they will be. And you're just kind of speculating as a teacher, and you're reading this, not speculating, but as you're reading this, you're praising the baby, you're praising the child, and you're also kind of saying, I wonder what wonderful thing, because you're going to be something wonderful. You are going to be something extraordinary. What will you be? Here's one. Maybe they'll be superheroes. Will you stand up for good by saving the day? And then I love this. This is the first time there's ever been you. So I wonder what wonderful things you will do. And again, look at all these babies, very, very diverse, showing off this wonderfully diverse world that we live in, and children that come in all shapes and sizes and temperaments and everything else. But Look at this. Just wonderful. And you just can't get a better children's book that is so positive and so praised. Many children's book, they're cute and you're reading to the baby and the baby's enjoying it and you're enjoying it and you're teaching language skills and all this, but this book kind of goes one up from that. This book, when you're reading it to an infant or toddler, you're not only building language skills, and you're not only teaching them and being there with them. In addition to that, you're praising them and you're saying what wonderful things, because you're going to do something awesome. And this book is just kind of going through what some of the wonderful things that you can do, some of the wonderful things that you can be, and I look at this. It folds out here. Look at this. This is just I absolutely love it. This. Look at all the children are kind of all dressed up. Isn't this? I mean, look at this fold out. I mean, this book, again, another book just made for the infant room, and I really can't praise this book highly enough. Again, it's one of those things where, when I kept seeing this come up over and over again, and I'm like, wow, a lot of infant teachers love this book. A lot of infant teachers, and I'm looking at, I was looking on at Bright Horizons websites, from Boston to Seattle, and this book, I'm like, wow, what wonderful things you will be keeps coming up. And so went on Amazon, kind of peeked in the, where you click on, you can look inside the book, and I was like, wow, I was smitten, and I'm like, oh yes, Mr. Marty wants this book, and Mr. Marty is taking this to Utah to read to the babies in the infant room. Hey, I'm going to close this video by saying, just another episode of Mr. Marty. Please get this book for your infant room, and and read it to the babies and the infants and toddlers, and and say, hey, I know you're going to be something wonderful. I know it, because you are wonderful. You're the best baby in this infant room. I love you, and what wonderful things will you be? Will you be a superhero? Will you be an infant teacher? Will you go in and be an infant teacher and take care of the babies just like Mr. Marty's taking care of you? I wonder what you're going to be. It's a wonderful book, folks. Please get this for your infant room. You will be glad you did. Just another episode of Mr. Marty talking about a wonderful book. And if you don't believe me, just ask some of the other infant teachers at Bright Horizons, and they'll tell you this is either their total favorite or it's in the top 5. But anyways, go out there and have an awesome day, and tell those babies you are wonderful, and what wonderful things you will be when you grow up. Take care. Bye.